And we are live. Hello, Internet. You're wondering, we're here a little early. Yes, because we have to count for daylight saving time to allow this fat fucker next to me
I
to
like
be
to
awake
think of
in time
myself
to
as a
see us.
hefty fucker, a husky fucker even.
You're a hefty chunk. That's what you
I am,
are.
I am a hefty. I'll allow
Anyways, I'm Condor Jez. Apparently, I don't exist. So,
it.
um, okay. I guess I don't exist, so that means I can be gay and do all the crime, especially down here in South America where laws are just a guideline.
You're basically the Kaiser Sose of SJWs.
Oh yeah.
Kaiser Sose, Kaiser Sose.
I don't know if you should be comparing me to Kevin Spacey,
I'm not comparing you to Kevin Spacey,
but
like
his
the
character
character
I'll
of.
take.
I'm comparing you to the concept of Kaiser
Yeah.
Sose in the
See,
usual suspects.
and here now I get into, I hate Kevin Spacey, but he is a damn good actor.
He's a
I
pretty freaking good actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I mean, Midnight in the Garden of Good and
Mm.
Evil with the fantastically beautiful Lady Chablis.
Oh yeah, Lady Shop. There you fucking
Yeah.
back when trans people weren't accepted.
She was a sweetheart.
She
Sad,
was. I'm not
unfortunately,
gonna say she
she.
was the best part of the movie, but she definitely stood out. So
Mhm. What else? I think is the other movie I saw. Pay It Forward. He was pretty good in that.
mm. Well, of course,
21.
he was brilliant in the ending of Seven. He was not in the opening credits, so people wouldn't like assume he was the killer because he always plays villains.
Mhm.
But it was kind of like a surprise reveal that he
Yeah.
was the killer, and he was like in that last part of Seven. He was great.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
And Brad Pitt too.
Mm.
Also, it does bring me a little smile on my face that now with what Gwyneth Paltrow's been up to lately, she deserved her head in the box.
Minecraft.
Anyways, so yesterday I went to a comic convention. It was called Free Comic Fest. They had the Hispanic voice actors, the Spanish voice actors for Cartman and SpongeBob there.
Cool. Well,
I
whether
didn't.
the Spanish voice actor or the South American voice actors, 'cause it's not the same thing.
Obviously the Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Obviously they're both. Most of the voice work done in Latin America is done by the Mexicans, so I they're
Mm.
they're most likely Mexicans.
Yeah, I always wonder because when I was a kid, like our government is really lazy, so half of the TV shows and cartoons arrive to our country dubbed in not in Spanish, but in like the sounded Spanish, but not in our accent. So I always wonder what are they from? Like are they Mexican or Peruvians or what?
Most of the time it's Mexicans. Maybe you'll get the odd um like Venezuelans or Argentinians, but most of that is done in Mexico. I think the Bean Boy and Mega would back us up on that if he shows up.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely needs to tell me what the names of the voice actors I grew up with were, because I, I remember my parents made fun all the time of how Optimus Prime sounded in Spanish. It's like a
And
really weird
it's the
accent.
OG who puts the OG in OG Kush. It's Midnight.
El señor
What's going
Medianoche.
on? We'll see if I have any microphone issues now.
You sound
Yeah,
better
I
now.
shouldn't.
you're fine for now. We'll just let you
Mm.
know when you're fucking up. But yeah, I was telling the fat greasy bastard who's getting tapped by us that I went to a convention, the Free Comic Book Fest, and they had the Hispanic, well, the Latin American voice actors for Cartman of South Park and SpongeBob SquarePants there. I didn't get to see them because, well, uh, long lines, and they were probably charging, and I didn't for like autographs, and I didn't really have anything for them to sign.
I was thinking about Cartman last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What
I
about
had
them?
it. So think about this. Who's Cartman's mother?
Hmm.
Leanne,
Right? Who's Cartman's father?
Scott Tenorman's dad.
No, it's Leanne.
No, I thought they proved. I thought they proved that Scott Tenorman's dad was also Cartman's dad.
That if they did, that was later. Because in the Who's Cartman's Father episode, it turned out that she knocked herself up because she's a hermaphrodite.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
huh. Oh, I don't
All
remember
right.
that.
Are we
Well,
getting to the point that we have an entire generation of people who are like Cartman?
Well, what I was going to say is that Cartman is essentially Leanne Cartman's narcissism.
hmm.
Think about it. He's
Yep.
the product of the most narcissistic thing she could possibly do: knock herself up.
I don't know. I maybe I'll have to go back and watch that episode. But yeah,
Run.
but yeah, finishing up my comic convention story, I saw some stuff. I wanted to buy some JoJo books, but they were too expensive. So in the end, I bought a really cool dragon that I was showing Midnight backstage before, and I also got a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure shirt, and then I got a couple mochis, which is like it's like pounded rice on the inside. It's like mousse, and it was mango flavored chocolate. I got a mango flavor, a chocolate flavor, a green tea flavor, and what was the other one? Mango chocolate. Uh,
So you're,
Lucuma,
you're correct.
which is
It
like a
is it
local.
is it is Jack Tenorman. That is a retcon that they did later on.
Yeah,
I guess they got cold feet, but because of the whole LGBT BBQ what the fuck plus thing, because that would make
and
Leanne A plus. And we can have
and there's like no, and I mean, you can be born with, you can be have two different sets of gonads inside you. It's possible, but
But
it
it's a
but
cartoon.
one of them doesn't, one or both of them does not work.
Yeah, it's a
Also,
cartoon.
it's our porch goose, Paulo Costa.
what up, Polo?
Bum,
Portuguese.
I don't know. Uh, ho- Something Portuguese. I don't know.
Obrigado, presunto.
Bom dia.
That
That's all I
means
Mendejo,
know.
Mendejo.
thank you and ham.
Bom dia, and carajo.
Ordeme progresso.
Well, well, I think he's a Portuguese from Portugal and not a Brazilian Portuguese.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I apologize for having misnationalized you. Is that a
Yeah.
thing? We use the term
But
now.
Paulo, if we really need a check, you got to turn around because most geese from Brazil have slamming asses. So let us know. Yeah. So let's see. Let's start with Canales. What about you? What did you do?
Well, as we were saying on the backstage, I just came back from watching Cocaine Bear on the local mall at the local mall, and it was fine. It was a Killer Bear movie, except it had like a cocaine angle. Like it wasn't anything special. And I guess it's killing it on box office, but it's like, eh.
Brazilians consider it okay.
Yes, that is understandable.
And you know what? Uh, take over Angola and rid them of their communist shenanigans. Okay, that's what we want. And maybe
I for
Mozambique
one
too.
support taking back all the infrastructure and all the money that we gave our colonies, like taking it all back and leaving them the way they were when we found them, because we definitely could use all those resources right now.
Yeah.
They don't want
Yeah.
that. They don't
Was
want that.
it?
None of them wants that.
Yeah. Maybe
Uh,
Cape Verde. Well, I think my country's doing fine without Spain taking everything back. I mean, you guys already took all the gold and silver, so what's left? Now we just got to deal with the Chinese.
They thought Europeans were bad. Oh, I don't know what's coming their way.
Uh, Midnight, how was your
Yeah.
week?
I spent my week alternatively chilling and doing another job. I doing some web design for someone, but
Oh,
I did almost as little as possible this week. It was kind of nice.
that's nice. Yes, Angola does have plenty of oil and diamonds.
I used to work with a
Things,
lady from
things,
Angola.
things communists don't need.
The
Send
only
it,
the only
send
the
it
only
back to
metal
Portugal.
communists need is lead.
Yep.
No. They want the diamonds. They want
Oh,
the
they want to
diamonds.
have a lead, hot lead.
I guarantee you, you will not find a communist chick who doesn't want a diamond ring engagement ring. They
Yeah,
don't exist.
she may say she may say she doesn't want it, but she wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's we should be having two more guests joining, but their loss. Anyways, big news today. There was that thing that we can't talk about involving a certain type of person, but I think this is way bigger. You breaking! President Trump indicted by NYC grand jury. Ah, potato
T-
bread. He fooled us
timing of that is
all.
real interesting.
Hmm.
I know.
I just heard today that they wanna prolong it for a year, which is convenient because that probably means he wouldn't be legally allowed to run for president if that happened.
No, I think he would. He's not convicted.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, apparently on Thursday, a Manhattan grand jury voted to indict former President Donald Trump in connection with alleged payouts made to porn star Stormy Daniels. And it was filed under the seal by Manhattan District Attorney's Office and is set to be announced in the coming days. For sources similar to the matter told the New York Times. And then uh, the prosecutors working under Potato Bragg will have asked for Trump's surrender to face arraignment. And this has been happening since January. And then, as we said last week, in a letter released earlier this month, or dated in February of 2018, it stated that Cohen was the one who paid Daniels out of his own pocket. Neither the Trump Organization nor the Trump campaign was party to the transactions with Miss Clifford, the letter read, and neither reimbursed Mr. Cohen for the payment directly or indirectly. And then they said, and of course, in the event that Trump does not surrender, uh, Ron DeSantis said that he has no interest in getting involved in some type of manufactured circus by some Soros DA, okay? He's trying to do a political spectacle. He's trying to virtue signal for his base.
He's
Let's
doing what his
see.
boss wants him to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's making a play. He's making a play for himself and for his boss.
But who owns Ron DeSantis?
Who owns Ron DeSantis? You know, those are questions to ask.
But yeah, apparently the grand jury was questioned about Karen McDougal, Playboy magazine's Playmate of the Year in 1998, who alleged she had a 10-month affair with Trump in 2006. And let's see. Trump aides said the former president and 2024 candidate is at Mar-a-Lago. Absorbing this information, several people close to the president said that The Trump aides were caught off guard with the indictment occurring. Let's see, anything else? Well, Cohen said, for the first time in our country's history, a president, current or former, of the United States has been indicted. I take no pride in issuing the statement and wish to remind everyone of the presumption of innocence as provided by due process clause. However, I do take solace in validating the adage that no one is above a law, not even a former president. So yeah, it's
Lots of people are
pretty.
above the law.
Uh huh. Oh, who we got here?
Harvoya, what's up, man? I hope I pronounced your
Hervoya.
name right.
Where are you
Harvoya.
from?
I can make a guess.
Well, as far as I know, he's from one of those countries in Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
One of
he's a
those.
Balkan guy. Well hi, Hervoya. Oh, and our porch goose says after this fails, they'll be waiting in the wings for him to jaywalk. Yeah, pretty much.
Harvey's from
Even if
Croatia, just so you know.
I okay,
Huh.
nice Croatia, nice place. All right, next story. Oh, next story. Now this one should be interesting. Russia leads BRICS in working to create a new currency. So let's see. We have uh, a Pajit, a Chink, and Putin.
Yeah, this is bad.
Okay. The emerging markets created by Goldman Sachs economist Jim O'Neill, namely Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, aka the BRICS, are repeatedly working on developing a new form of currency. A
Oh.
top Russian official hinted that the new development is expecting to be discussed at the fuck at the next BRICS Leaders Summit. Bitcoin.com said on Sunday. Let's see. The tradition to settlements and national currencies is first step. The next one is to provide the circulation of digital or other form of fundamentally new currency in the nearest future. The deputy chairman of the Russian State Duma, Alexander Babakov, was quoted saying, some say that Russia's behind the idea after the thing in Ukraine, and it'll be presented at the Leaders Summit in August on the sidelines of the India Russian Business Forum in New Delhi. And let's see. Uh, this forum marked the commencement of international events at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. Several other countries have expressed interest joining the BRICS economic bloc, including Argentina, okay, Iran, Indonesia, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. South Africa will hold the next BRICS summit in August. Bitcoin.com also said that Babakov left open the possibility of a unified currency arising within BRICS, potentially backed by gold as well as other commodities such as rare earth elements or land. Let's see. What else? He
So
was. Yeah.
what's happening is they're making a play to knock out the petrodollar. If this happens, the U.S. economy is fucked, and it's probably going to happen. So the
But
U.S. will no
hey,
longer be a superpower.
but hey, hey, what? Where? Where did I? Where did I see that? Let's see.
Because
Let me grab that up again.
there's something really interesting going on in the comment section by which a Croatian guy and a Portuguese guy have become embrethren by hip hop. It's pretty fucking
Oh
awesome.
boy, President look for life Putin. I mean,
I
if it
myself,
was if he was still Studley Putin like back in the early days, maybe, but now he's either dying or just getting old.
I mean,
One
he's
of the
pretty old.
greatest.
There's
Uh
a good chance he'll hang on until he's forcefully taken out.
Yeah. Same with the guy, the Chechen guy, Ladirov or whatever his name is. He used Cape Verdeans. Okay, cool.
Tell me this isn't fascinating. This is some fascinating shit that we have created in our
See,
comment section.
see, people they call us racist, but look, we have united a Croatian and a Portuguese the in our comments, in our chat.
This is globalism of the good kind, I must say.
Yeah. But yes, where was my point about
Sorry.
yeah, nice it's nice that it's nice that we get that the US economy is going to tank, but yeah, screw those incandescent light bulbs.
So the where are the LEDs for the bulbs? Because it's your choice is incandescent or LED. Where are the LEDs manufactured? That's not a
Xinjiang
rhetorical
land.
question. Yeah, they're manufactured in China. That's why.
Yep.
Let's see.
Unless we can bring the industry over here like they keep on saying, but doubt.
I want to say that incandescent light bulbs are manufactured in Mexico, but yes,
And if they're manufactured in Mexico, they're manufactured in like India. You know,
Well,
it's
down here, down here we actually have LEDs that look like incandescent light bulbs.
right. And where are those LEDs manufactured?
China, of course. They already
Yeah.
got us by the balls.
Yeah, I mean,
They're already
I
digging
saw that
into our mind.
about 2006, 2007 in show business, these inexpensive or like cheaper LED units started showing up. You know, LED Parkans, LED Lecos, and I remember I did a gig, and a guy that I knew had just bought some so that he could, because a lot of times in show business, they will, if you get hired to be the lighting guy and you have a rig, they also rent your rig, so there's more money in it, right? And so I asked this guy, he's like, "Oh, look at these LEDs." I forget what brand they are. I was like, "Those are manufactured in China, aren't they?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, do you feel comfortable with that? Do you understand what happens if
Mhm.
these flood the market? Do you understand because I think a lot of units were manufactured in either the U.S. or Europe before then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Do you feel comfortable with how that plays out in the long term?" And he's like, "Well, I got to be competitive. I got to make some money." And this guy is also a total social justice warrior these days. So
Uh,
he, yeah,
cringe.
what's really behind it was I got to make some money, and oh well, fuck my country if it destroys it, which is what his ultimate philosophy behind the SJW bullshit is. I gotta stick with the crowd so I can keep making money, and fuck whatever that does to my own country. And
Yeah, I mean,
that
go
was one of
on,
those.
go. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, go on, SJWs. Keep drinking the China semen. They they have like decisifying programs. Like
The
if you're a weak, effeminate little soy boy,
Mhm.
they're gonna put you in training and buff you the fuck up like they did to this
I
one
don't think they'll go
Chinese
that far.
TikToker guy.
I don't think they'll go that far. I think they'll just let them. They'll put them in a situation where they will not be around a year later. It's China. They don't give a fuck. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, they have
but that was
literal concentration camps when they send people to die, and then they harvest their fucking organs.
seeing Chinese LEDs become ubiquitous over a couple of years. It took like three, maybe 4 years for them to just become. And it felt like it happened pretty quick. But seeing those Chinese LEDs become ubiquitous in the stage world gave me an idea of what was coming. And seeing how easily every single person I knew that was buying LED units was buying them from China and not giving a shit about what that does to our own economy also gave
But
me an idea of what's coming.
But yeah, uh, U.S. Americans, you have let's see, you have until August 1st to get all your incandescent light bulbs, because that's when they're gonna start. That's when the ban comes into effect.
How the fuck do you? There's
Yeah, because it says right here, uh, he has implemented a plan to ban incandescent light bulbs from consumer purchase starting on August 1st, 2023.
they're essentially over time. The idea is that they're going to ban anything not manufactured by China. Is what's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen.
And that's then that's where they are now.
Uh-huh.
They got a lot of people by the balls.
Most of those
Countries
people put the
even.
balls in the hand willingly for a twenty
Well, because
Mm-hmm.
percent
it's
discount.
comfortable. It's comfortable for someone to be holding your balls instead of just letting them hang.
If my choice is G holding my balls or my balls hanging, those things are going to swing.
So is mine, but you know what the problem is with people, the newer generation, the trap of comfort, the trap of instant gratification, all that bullshit.
Well, they're also monumentally fucking stupid and socially conformist.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to bet that Spain is one of the countries that will bend the knee to China first, because we are insanely conformist, and like the biggest fear of a Spaniard is standing out and not being part of the collective, not being accepted. And that's a very Chinese thing. That's a very Asian thing if you think about it. So
Yeah,
I think Spain is going to be the first country in Europe, and then the US is going to become like Europe and eventually like Spain.
I think there's a good chance that the U.S. hits light speed and just drags Europe along with it.
Mm,
This next,
that
if
is-
it, this next election will decide that if whoever the fuck maybe Biden runs, maybe not, whoever the CCP candidate is, if they win, the U.S. is going to hit light speed and drag Europe with it because we're the bulwark, we're the dam. Once a dam breaks, the whole tide goes.
We're basically we're basically Europe's big brother since World War II.
Yeah,
Because
and
without us, Europe would have been taken over by those German guys.
that would have been
given
very,
how
very bad, I guess.
given how DeSantis has been behaving lately, I'm losing interest in him because of it. Um, but if in I do have issues with Trump, like the vaccine stuff. I have issues with that. Um,
The Croat wants to know, has Spain dismissed the coup passport?
Oh yeah, it's been a while now. I think in February they went back to ask it for Chinese people, because apparently when our conservative party suggested that, hey, maybe we should put in place some sort of control measure for people coming from China on the early days of the pandemic, that was viewed as racist, but now it's fine. So yeah, but now it's been dismissed. Now Spain is so far so good. It's free to come. We don't have any restrictions.
so if Trump doesn't get elected in the next election, it's over. It's over. Everything's over.
Mm.
Everything is over. There's no powerful enough uh, apparatus to
Global
even
Homo wins.
pretty much, pretty much. And
Yeah.
we can we can be upset at all these SJWs, but the people that I think are worse are the people that are now saying like, "Oh, wow, it really is bad." Yeah, asshole. And the time for you to come to that conclusion
I
was 6 years ago. You missed the window,
it's
fucker.
it's I don't know when exactly I realized when it was going bad. Maybe it was the radicalization on Tumblr when I used to still be on there, kicking around as Loki Horned King of Dickery. But that's when I
Who's
realized that the rot was inevitable around that
trying
time.
to? There's this dude that Tucker just had on, uh, Mike something or other. I can't fucking remember his last name. I think it starts with a W. I'm looking it up right now. But he's this dude who was like, oh, I never voted, but now, and this is responding to the Trump indictment. He's like, oh, I never voted, but now I'm full on MAGA. And he was saying how upset he was about what's been happening to this country. Yeah, you're 6 years late, fucker. You're too late. You blew it. You missed it. If we lose, it's because of you. And if we win, it's despite you. You're late. You can't load an earlier save, man. The time to get this back and to make the move to say I want this back was 6 fucking years ago.
And now look at your country, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They're talking
All
about
these people that
lifting
think that tersely worded letters are going to restore anything. Like, a good example, like, you guys know who Viva Frey is, right?
Oh yeah, great guy.
I like Viva Frey,
Yes, I
but
know
he's a
who Viva Frey
liability. He's a liability because the time for tersely worded letters ended over 6 years ago, and back then he was on the anti-Trump train, and he's the guy that's like, oh well, we have to be civil, we have to be friends. No, man, these aren't friends. These people will never be friends. This is a war, and the war started a long fucking time ago. And if you're not in the firing line, you are against it.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating
I know.
to hear people making 6-year-old discoveries acting like they're the first one to get it. I like Viva Frey, but he's a liability.
That's why I kind of like that Latin America still has some basedness going on. That's why I've chosen to live here and perhaps spend the rest of my natural life until the inevitable global homo, and then it's just hiding in an Andean community,
Yeah, I've been
really
talking
giving
about
up
I've been
things.
talking about living like Amish with my friends a lot lately.
And also that's a worthy tip. If things start going to shit, it's best to be friends with like people like the Amish because they know
The
how.
Amish aren't going to welcome anybody else in. They're gonna pull out their shotguns and protect their fucking borders. They're nice enough people, but they're not going to welcome people in.
Yeah, true. But as I say,
And
just
I don't blame them.
not like meshing the people together. If you want like assistance, maybe they could at least give you the knowledge to help you live like they have for hundreds of years.
They, at that point, they will become a closed society, and outsiders will not be welcome. It'll be too late.
All right, fair enough. But as I say, before that happens, make friends with the Amish, learn from them, and use their knowledge to prepare yourself for the downfall of civilization. All right. Next. Uh, so usually, Emega knows more about this, but apparently, this guy here, he has revealed the algorithm, the Twitter algorithm.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at that.
Hmm. He
So
says,
yeah.
so what does it mean? He's been advertising. So number one, the thing that gets you like trending is likes, retweets, then replies. Each like gets a 30 times boost, each retweet a 20 times boost, and each reply only a 1 times boost. And then code, I don't understand. And then two, images and videos. Both images and videos lead to a nice 2 times boost. 3 links hurt unless you have enough engagement, and generally external links get you marked as spam unless you have enough engagement. Mute and unfollows hurt, and not only that, but mutes, blocks, unfollows, spam reports, and abuse reports. Uh, if you have a Twitter blue check mark, it extends reach. Misinformation is highly downranked.
And
Obviously.
what is misinformation?
Whatever they say it is this week.
Yep. Like in this example, they highlighted the Ukraine. There's the Ukraine crisis top lane that says something about do not publish, publish. I don't know. I can't read. I can't read code. You're clustered into a group, like so. Posting outside your cluster hurts. If you do out of network content, it's not going to do as well. That's why hammering home points about your niche works. Making up words or misspelling words. Followers and user data are 3 data points, which is likes was the engagement data, the user data, and the follower graph. So like, retweets, and replies, engagement, mute, unfollow, spam, user, and who follows you, the follower. What else? All right, and that's basically it. That's how you can use the algorithm to your.
So, Jez, if you look in the private chat, there's a Twitter link, and it's to a tweet from Matt Wallace that says, Elon Musk has revealed that the old Twitter algorithm shadow banned accounts that used these words. Here's the list of words. Right. Vaccination, Fauci, Trump, Gannon.
Oh, they spelled it wrong.
What did they spell wrong?
Gannon, they spelled it like the guy from Zelda. Do they?
I mean, that's just this guy typing out a tweet. He probably spelled it wrong.
Okay.
Where was I? Right. Gannon, simulation, Jews, Soros, Clinton, Epstein, World Economic Forum. And what I see here is the keyword list of what's actually fucking going on.
Yep.
Here you go. You want to know what's really going on? Find out what Twitter won't allow you to say. Well, it's not Twitter. Twitter isn't quite anywhere near as bad, actually, now that Elon Musk. But find out what YouTube is banning. That's what's really going on. And it's going to be the same list. That's what's really going on. Welcome to the truth, everybody. It's all, you can find it all in the fucking code.
It's global hobo all the way down.
This is what they were afraid. Well, there are a lot of things that they were afraid we'd find out, but this is what they were afraid we'd find out. We'd find out what was really going on. If you want to know who rules you, merely ask who you are not allowed to criticize. And here's your list of what you're not allowed to criticize. Here it is. One person posted something that's interesting is simulation. Bro, if this is all a fucking simulation, when I get out of it, I'm going to fuck some people up.
Hey, look who's here. It's Banaka.
Hey, what's up, Banaka?
What's up? He's my favorite Black Hill dealer.
Kind of Puppet Master. I mean, this keyword list is the Puppet Masters. Here you go. Here's your Puppet Masters. It's in the list. It's in the code.
Yeah. And the Croak Goat says, I'm more concerned about the whole Netanyahu thing with the justice system reform. Should I find something on that just a little bit?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it.
Hey, Israel justice reform protests.
I know that you will never convince me to trust Israel when it comes to U.S. politics. I'll trust Israel when it comes to Israeli politics. They're going to work very hard for their own self-preservation. But that's why I don't trust them when it comes to any other country's politics.
Let's do the Wikipedia here.
Do it.
All right. So According to Wikipedia, if this hasn't been raked over by the SJW furry whatever the fuck they are. Um, a series of street protest strikes and hunger strikes began in Israel in early 23 in response to the ruling government's push for broad judicial reform. The protests have been taking place since January every Saturday in cities across the country. So they're saying that multiple snap elections were being held following unsuccessful attempts to form a governing coalition, and the 2021 was the first to have resulted in a successful government formation. But the incumbent coalition collapsed in June 2022 after a member defected in the snap legislative election. The incumbent government, led by Yair Lapid, was defeated by a coalition of right wing parties led by former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This equi gentleman here, who formed a new government that took office on the 29th of December. And then on
Banaka
January 4th of
says, "Gotta protect Soros, Schwab, Rothschild, and Larry Fink." Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's a picture that's been going around on the rounds of the guy, the head Rothschild guy, and with King Charles now, and he's like poking his finger into his chest. And they say that
Oh
picture
yeah.
shows it's 1,000 words, man. But yeah, basically, let's see. On January 4th, the Justice Minister Yariv Levin announced plans to reform Israel's judiciary, including limiting the power of the Supreme Court and the government's legal counselors, and granting the governing coalition a majority on the committee that appoints judges. And following that, several organizations announced their intention to organize protests in Tel Aviv. So, yeah,
When did the Germans take over the British royal line?
I think it. No, William and George was Dutch,
Yeah.
but they didn't have any kids. So I'm thinking in like this late 1600s to early 1700s, because King George the Third, yeah, he was of German.
Oh, were the Tudors native Britons?
Yeah, let me see.
I
When
don't know that
did
this is accurate, but I started
Germans?
having this thought not too long
I mean,
ago that
there's
Henry VIII was the last truly British king, but that may
oh
not be
yeah.
true.
Oh, it was in 1688, in which James II lost the throne because of his Roman Catholic practices, and then which led to the Act of 1701 that barred Roman Catholics from succeeding.
So that could mean that actually Henry
So
VIII
let's.
was the beginning of that all, because he's who ended the Catholic Church in Britain.
And then here it says that the Saxe-Coburg-Gotha came into the British royal family in 1840 with the marriage of Queen Victoria to Prince Albert, but the House of Hanover came earlier. So yeah. So first it started with the Hanover and then the Saxe-Coburg-Gotha.
So that's George the First.
Yeah. Rough.
I think that's where it started for Britain, handing their country over to the Germans, because the Germans always fucking, man. There's a lot I like about German culture and history, and I mean German culture and history.
Yep.
But
Hanover was
they tend to fucking keep
early
doing
18th
this.
century.
They tend to keep fucking doing this.
Well, we germs like to play the long con, you know? Uh, so,
Well, you basically rule over Europe now, so congratulations.
also, our boy Jin, he's back at it again. Hold on.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Queen Victoria was. We'll get to that, but first, our Portuguese Paulo Costa says Queen Victoria was the first British monarch that wasn't also monarch of Hamburg. You couldn't succeed the Hanover crown if you were a woman. That helped the Prussians take over Germany.
How the
Okay.
fuck do you know this, Paulo?
I was wondering that myself.
I'd like to know how the fuck you know that. It's very interesting.
Maybe he knows his history. Anyways, our
I'm going
boy.
to ban the word anyways. I'm going to make you transition differently.
To
Okay,
anywho,
tell me what word to use instead.
I don't know. I'll get back to you on that.
All right. But henceforth, here is our boy James O'Keefe with some more hard-hitting reporting.
FEC data shows that some senior citizens across the U.S. have been donating thousands of times per year. Some of these individuals' names and addresses are attached to over $200,000 in contributions. We went and knocked on a few of their doors to corroborate the data that we received from a group of citizen journalists called Election Watch in Maryland. This is James O'Keefe with OMG. I'm here in Annapolis, Maryland. It's an individual who has donated a total of $217,000 made through 12,000 different contributions in a 3-year period of time. Now, sometimes these contributions have been made in variations of his name and variations of his address. You see this chart here. This chart shows a breakdown of the committees that were earmarked to receive the donations made through Act Blue. And this is all FEC and state.
Reminder: Act Blue is run by the Democrats.
and therefore cancer.
Yep.
State data. We're wondering if these donors are victims of what appears to be a money laundering scheme, or these residents actually participated in the scheme, or making phone calls, or knocking on doors. These are things that you can do. We hope you do that. Follow me along and see what happens. This is
Act
something that
Blue
you
is
guys can do.
the David Brock company, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how, like, right around the 2016 election,
All I know that
David
Act
Brock.
Blue Act Blue is also like working with BLM too, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh, what a
it's
surprise.
it's kind of interesting that right around the 2016 election, when David Brock got outed as like a agent of some sort controlling things behind the scenes, suddenly he disappears. When was the last time anyone ever heard anything about what David Brock's up to? He just fucking disappeared.
Hmm.
Interesting, huh?
That is very interesting. Anyways, more O'Keefe goodness.
Very easy to do. A lot of homes with bizarre amounts of data showing tens of thousands of contributions made through different.
This kind of reminds me of where my grandma lives. She lives in like a wooded area, like so.
That's cool. That's what I like to live.
Mm-hmm. The only downside is the mosquitoes.
Contributors here. So a lot of questions, and we hope the Citizen Journalism Army at OMG can answer them. This is an easy thing to do. Knocking on doors, asking questions. Get yourself a little microphone, get yourself a camera. You can use an iPhone. Um, what we're going to do as citizen reporters is go back to the car and call them, right? We're going to call them. Get a few numbers to call. Contributed 3,000 contributions for $32,000. The FEC records indicate that you donated $32,000, 3,000 different contributions people made at this address in your name. Are you aware of that happening? You're not aware of that happening?
Talk to Donald Trump.
Talk to Donald Trump? Well, how would Donald Trump
See,
help me
this
answer
makes
that
me
question?
think he absolutely is aware of that. If someone came to my door saying, "We've got records of you contributing $30,000 to this group," I'd be like, "Okay, so someone stole my ID to the tune of at least $30,000. I'm pretty upset about that. Can you give me all the information you have right now?"
Mm-hmm.
But this guy doesn't want to hear about it. Why?
Isn't even phased.
Because he's a
I
never
would be
Trumper.
at the very least, I would be surprised. I would be shocked. He's not even buying
Dude, if
a
someone
fucking
told me it does, like, but the political party doesn't matter, because if someone told me that there were $30,000 in contributions made to Donald Trump's campaign, I'd be like, I would like to fucking know where that came from. I don't care who it went to. That's a potential liability for me. Holocaust says Monarch of Hanover, not Hamburg. Hamburg was an Hanseatic League city-state.
Holy
What is
shit!
banana?
What have you been reading, man?
It's interesting.
Then
Yes, it
also
is.
Banaka says almost all of it is traced back to the globalist parasitic umbrella funding groups. Yep.
The Finks, the Schwabs, Soros, the
You notice the
Sacklers.
pattern?
I don't notice anything.
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know.
notice
Like,
anything
do you
at all.
hear a bit of an echo?
I don't
Hitting with
nose
bat.
tiss
Could have
anything.
hit Donald Trump with a bat?
Right over the head.
How would that help me answer this question?
It would certainly keep you in the news.
To do with
I
it.
want to see a scar on his fucking head. Now stop fucking with me.
Whoa. Whoa. Cindy No of Annapolis, Maryland, who in the year 2022 allegedly contributed over 1,000 times to Act Blue, totaling $18,849.77. That means Cindy would have had to donate 3 times a day, every day for the whole year. Hello? Hey there, Cindy. My name's James O'Keefe, and we're doing a story on the number of people that have donated with your address. Did you donate to Act Blue, political cause? How many times a month do you donate to Act Blue?
I don't know. I don't know how many times. I don't understand why I'm getting this.
Well, the question is, you did donate to Act Blue, right?
Yes, once in a while. Yes.
Did you donate 1,009 times?
I don't know. I mean, I may once in a while I donate $5 or
You know whether or not you
$12
donated
or something like
1,000
that
times,
during election
lady.
year.
It's
What about
impossible not to know that you
$18,850?
donated
I
1,009
doubt that.
times.
Not that many donations.
No, I don't think so.
What the Federal
See?
Election Commission indicates that much money was
You
If
can
you
say
didn't
something?
know that your identity was being used to launder money, you're going to be at least as surprised by this lady. Like, he's like, did you donate whatever the number is? And she's kind of like, no, I don't have that money. This is serious.
Well,
This is
At
how,
least,
by
at
the
least
way,
at least she's surprised.
I don't think that she's not going to be one who's able to hide it, you know? She doesn't see the big picture. This is how I figured they did it. This is exactly how I figured they did it the whole time. You juke the stats. It's juking the stats. A couple of grains here, a couple of grains there. Soon enough, you have a whole hill. Anyone who doesn't understand that is either retarded or part of it.
donated to Act Blue and Biden for president.
I wish I could have donated $18,000 to Biden's presidency.
How much did you donate?
I don't know. I don't
Order
know.
of magnitude.
I like I said, I donate $5 once in a while because I have various charities I like to give to.
You know people are using your address?
I don't think so.
So, interestingly enough, she said she donates something like $5 a month. But we're getting kind of a pattern of reactions here.
That's
as we
$60
do
in a
this.
year. That's not
Well, it
even
was a very nice lady.
$100.
She talked to us. So interestingly enough, it's even in a two-party consent state like Maryland, with the camera out in the open, people are still being honest. This is sort of new to me. Usually we use the covert cameras, but Maybe the camera's a truth serum.
But does it sound about right that there's been
kind of is.
18,000 contributions
Absolutely not.
for
Absolutely not.
in the amount of like $170,000?
That's the response of
Absolutely
someone
not.
who has no
Really?
idea what the fuck
Yes.
happened.
Okay. So that's not you doing that?
No, it's not.
But does the frequency ring a bell that you're donating that much every like 10 times a day sometimes?
No.
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 Do you think someone is maybe fraudulently
Well, they
debiting
must
your
be.
accounts or something?
They must be. ActBlue is the one I use for political
Right. Yep.
donations, and I do not make that kind of political donations.
Right. So
Yeah.
right here, yeah, it's 18,672 different contributions that total an amount of $170,221.
No.
So what I wonder is,
no.
any
So I'm
of
about
these
to call
people
Garland
that
Rigg.
pause this for a second. What I
Yep.
wonder is, are any of these people who are being informed that their identity was stolen and used to launder money, are they going to connect the dots and figure out who stole their identity to launder money, to where and who and why, and understand that they have been supporting crooks? Are they gonna connect those? Is anyone gonna connect those dots?
Probably not.
I agree. Probably not. That side is far too indoctrinated. That's why I say at this point the lines are already drawn. There's nobody from over there coming over here.
Yeah, and like our porch goose Paulo says, even if they don't take any of your money, just using accounts with your data to move that kind of money makes you liable for tax evasion charges.
Yeah, I mean, and what they're doing, that kind of identity theft, they're in the. I don't know if you know anything about U.S. law when it comes to computer crimes, Paulo, but that's serious federal pound me in the ass prison time for just doing that once. This is being done thousands of times.
Sir,
Yet we're arresting Trump for paying a hooker to shut her fucking mouth in a state where it's legal to pay a hooker to shut her fucking mouth.
He's the excessive small amount donor. 31,073 individual contributions were made.
That's
Under
31,000
his
individual
address.
crimes
He's
at least.
80 years old. He lives on the outskirts of D.C. So many people across the country. I'm going to call him and see if I can make a contribution in his name and see how he responds.
that's how they're also getting them. They call, watch.
Either a victim of some type of conspiracy or he's a culprit himself. A lot of these phone numbers are available on white pages on Google and other apps where you can find people's phone numbers and information. Hey there, Mr. Riggs.
Yes.
James O'Keefe, just asking about those contributions we spoke on the phone. Have you donated to Act Blue in the past?
I don't believe so.
You're listed as someone who's given over 31,000 individual contributions to various causes for a total of $230,000 using your name in this address.
No, that's not us.
That's not you?
Nope.
Have you ever donated to Act Blue? Or
I think my wife has, but nowhere near.
are you aware that people are using your name?
No,
Have you donated to Act Blue in the past?
I don't believe so.
You're listed as someone who's given over 31,000 individual contributions to various causes for a total of $230,000 using your name in this address. How much did you donate to Act Blue?
So would you say 1,000 a year?
Not 1,000?
I'd say 1,000 a year is high for any of
Would
these
the
people.
FEC records say that you?
Yeah. Then here they show that he gave up to 31,000 contributions.
They did this. This is the same. They did this with ballots
Given
and they did this with money. They
$230,000.
laundered
No.
through stolen identities.
Here's that someone else may be committing a crime using your address. I'll email you that information, the FEC records.
And do you think you can find at least some of these individuals?
That's what I do, sir.
I hope he does.
So when you do these, when you walk
but
up to the home, you want to say the person's name. Let's call them Smith. Smith, did you donate to Act Blue or Biden for president? Do you know
this
how
is the
many
thing that gets
times?
you Seth Riched. You discover something like this, you get Seth Riched. This is the type of thing that caused his board to turn on him. This type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's right over target now.
We're gonna say it here and there. James O'Keefe didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
This is why this guy has my full respect, unlike other journalists.
If whoever they want to put in the White House gets in there, he's done. They'll just black bag him. What? James O'Keefe never existed. There's no such thing as James O'Keefe. And all of their fucking sycophants will say, that's true.
Oh man. You guys are gonna have a fun time when Latin American style politics comes. Just kidnap you off the street. Actually, today is actually the Remembrance Day for the Falklands War.
Oh boy, that was a terrible idea.
Made in your name? Follow-up question: did you donate 3,000 times? Right? You ask those questions in that manner in order to elicit honest responses. We have dozens of other homes just in this state alone, but hundreds across the country that match his profile. You can do the same thing, knocking on doors, asking questions. Follow up. You can also ask him for comment before we publish the story. We will do that too. This is James O'Keefe reporting on the ground in Annapolis, Maryland for OMG. We received this fact-based data from one of our first group of amazing citizen journalists over at Election Watch in Maryland. The Gibson Group and Maryland 2020 Watch have submitted a lawsuit to the U.S. District Court of Maryland regarding this grievance. But we're also aware of this happening in many other states. Is it
Unfortunately, that's the kind of stuff that gets tossed out.
happening in yours? We need some fearless citizen journalists with enough integrity to ask the right questions to the right people in your state. Do you have what it takes? Go on O'KeefeMediaGroup.com and we'll make sure you have the information you need to do this important story.
Yep. Just like that.
Yep.
Episode.
And it's the people that still want to be civil with these people that are holding us back.
All right, I think this is our last thing. So I'm sure we have quite a bit to talk about. This Libs of TikTok.
Oh yeah.
She got. Yeah.
She cowered away. She refused to talk.
Actually, super transphobic, and I never want to share space with you. Thank you.
I am here outside the Cannon building. I was here last week because I attempted to ask
Yo,
AOC.
Chaya Raichik has Ferengi ears.
She cowered. She refused.
But I like her smile. She looks
I
like
know,
a
I
pretty
like her.
sweet lady.
I noticed that. I was watching. I don't know who was she doing. I think she might have been doing an interview with Viva Frey. I was like, man, she got Ferengi ears. Like they're long.
She is technically a Ferengi.
She is Ferengi.
Wink, wink. What was that? Laws of acquisition, something like that.
Where
Well,
there
I
is
just
no
said that
longevity.
I
Where-
like her
back
smile,
here
but
today,
don't worry,
a
just
week
I like your
later,
smile.
and I'm going to deliver her an ethics complaint that I filed for lying about an American citizen in a committee hearing.
So AOC, she broke the rules. Believe it or not, there's actually rules on Capitol Hill. And 23 Clause 1 is a big one. You got to act in a way that reflects credibility on the House. And lying about, a U.S. citizen certainly doesn't do that. So we're filing this ethics complaint.
Let's go inside and see if she's there.
How are you doing? Just dropping off some mail for the conversation.
Hi. So basically, a few weeks ago, AOC lied about me in a committee hearing.
What's this flag? What's this flag outside of AOC's office?
Ew. That's the flag of a militant terrorist collective. And I'm not talking about trans people. I'm talking specifically about the trans collective as funded and supported by the US government.
Here.
Very natural.
Okay,
So I tried to come last week and talk to her, but she kind of cowered away, wasn't interested in talking to me. So together with Mike from the Heritage Foundation Oversight, he helped me file this ethics complaint. So we filed that. And if you can give it to AOC, I would really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And tell her to stop lying about American citizens. Okay.
Thank you.
I just dropped off an ethics complaint at AOC's office, and unfortunately,
Yeah, that got thrown in the trash as soon as the door closed, right
But
into the
you
shredder.
gotta make them uncomfortable. Like this guy said, make them not able to walk on the street at ease. You know, they
There's
shouldn't be able to walk down the street without having to look over the shoulders.
there's a chance that nothing will come of it because the powers that be want to circular file it. But in theory, her throwing that in the trash does nothing. She still has to answer to it. In theory.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's.
unfortunately, she wasn't there. So we left, and then I was walking through the Capitol, and guess who I bumped into? AOC herself. I just delivered an ethics complaint to your office because you lied about me in a committee hearing.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
So
actually,
I never
you're
inspired
actually,
about
no,
her.
you're actually super transphobic, and I never want to share space with you. Thank you.
She used someone like
Caught
AOC. There's no intelligence behind an AOC. It's all impulse behind artifice. So as soon as she realized she was facing someone that she was opposed to, she just used the magic word. It's like a smoke bomb. She uses the magic word and runs away. And then later on, she'll claim that Chaya Raichik absolutely, totally raped her right there on the House floor in front of everybody.
Yep.
This is why you don't
Because-
argue with these people, but you do
Yep.
bully. Can I defend bullying on stream? Is that a
Yes,
thing? Like,
do
I can
it.
do that.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yep.
bully them. Bully those motherfuckers. Make them feel uncomfortable. Make them feel not at ease, not comfortable in the world. They're fucking scum.
The late great troubadour Trevor Moore of Whitest Kids You Know, he actually wrote a song about how we should start bullying again.
Yes, bullying is necessary. It's sometimes it sucks because I think the three of us have suffered from it, but often it is simply the how you call it, the immune system of society. Like if you're a fucking disease to society, like these people have, they should be bullied and they should be intimidated, and that's the very least thing we should do with them. Fuck them.
The Croat Goat, right for the throat. Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Fuck those guys.
And Scrappy, hi Scrappy, welcome to the
I haven't seen Scrappy in a
end
while.
of the end of the show. Ending
Yeah,
of the show. She lied about where
AOC
she
is-
was on January 6th.
These are people who will lie. And again, there's no truth to them because they're nothing but impulse wrapped in artifice. So language is just a tool to manipulate. That's all it is. She said what she said about January 6th because she imagined that it would help what she wanted to happen. And it did.
Because she wanted to be a little victim.
The truth doesn't matter to her. She's evil. She's evil.
Hey! Look who else showed up.
Hey,
Oh,
what's
hey,
up,
Hero
bro?
9269 for Able.
Yes, that is me too. I got bullied a lot when I was a little whippersnapper. And it's my turn. It's my turn to bully the bullies.
There's different kinds of bullying. There's bullying that is conform to the herd, which isn't necessarily good. But there's bullying that's stop being a pussy and get your shit together.
I got the two types of bullying. Actually, I was the biggest kid in my class, so I wasn't bullied as much as I got ignored, and made fun of from a distance. But that also helped me to like toughen up, because I remember probably one of the few useful things that my mom ever told me. She told me that I could A, change to conform to the group, or B, stick to my guns and be however I wanted to, but I couldn't do both. And I guess you can tell what I did.
The bullies who
Mhm.
bullied me in the get your shit together manner, I ended up being friends with them. The ones that wanted me to conform, I did not end up being friends to. And one of the worst among those latter ones turned out to be gay.
Huh.
Huh.
Actually, a couple of them did. So that's interesting.
Well, there's nothing that I've witnessed on Twitter that tells me that gay people can be extremely vicious bullies.
Oh, we can. Oh, we
Mm.
can. We know right where it hurts.
But I think in this case, and I know this sounds kind of hypocritical, but I think this is the right kind of bullying because it's the future of our society, man. So
Yeah.
I think people like Alex Stein or Alex Stein, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Alex Stein.
Alex Stein, yeah, they have the right idea. You have to stop being reactive or reactionary, whatever you call it, and start taking the fight to them. Go after them, shame them because they hate to be shamed. They love to shame others because they themselves fear shame. They always do to you what they know hurts. So yeah, fucking shame them, dude.
And Hero says that his bullies were female.
Yep.
And Scrappy says sarcasm for the win. Yup. Alright, so here's one last. I think we're starting to wind down because we wanted to start doing relatively short shows, but here's the last thing I wanted to share with y'all because this explains the awful goodness dynamic perfectly. Diversity may be overdone, but as everything, it can be sweetened with racism. Me, Polak living in Britbong land, friends with a Raicel, Filipino, 3 Indians, Bangladeshi, 2 more Polacks, one which was born in an ex-Jewish ghetto. We have been friends for over 8 years now. All those 8 years we ripped into each other's races and ethnicities. Every day I see the Chinese guy. I say, "Hello, Yoruban," and call him a faggot in Chinese, which I specifically learned to bully him. He calls me a lazy, dumb Russian barbarian. He also calls the Filipino his slave. He has called him that every day since we met. I call one of the Poles a Taliban terrorist due to his facial hair and tan skin. He calls me a gypsy and an Iraqi Syrian Moor. I am also tanned. I call the other Pole who was born in the Jewish ghetto a Jew K word and make a lot of jokes at his expense. At least once a week, one of the South Asians call another a Paki. No one was born there anywhere close to Pakistan. This is a great friendship, and you won't be able to convince me otherwise. We are racist to each other all the time, and none of us are British, and also we are in the most diverse friend group in our school, college, and now university.
That's how it was. This is
Yeah.
how it was. It was this way.
You guys remember the movie Harlan Kumar Go to White Castle?
Yes.
Yes.
They make fun of themselves and all the racial stereotypes, and they make fun of their Jewish roommates like all the time, and right back at them. And this was for like
Kumar,
2003 or something like that, 2002. I don't know. Early
Who's the
2000s.
actor that plays Kumar?
Yeah, he's super
the
woke
actor
now.
Cal Penn.
Yeah, Cal
Yeah,
Penn.
Cal Penn, right?
He was
Apparently
in
he's
the,
gay now.
He was in the Obama's office as he had some post in the Obama presidency.
Oh, he was fucking
Can you
drilled
imagine?
them. They introduced an alien worm in his eye socket. That explains things.
Can you imagine being what is it? Oh fuck, I forget the name of the species. Yeah. Can you imagine being so fucking demoralized and brainwashed that you fucking let a dude F you in the A? And the thing is, when you're that demoralized and brainwashed, you do have certain moments of clarity. You just fight against them. But dude, there's got to be moments where Cal Penn is just getting railed and he's like, oh God, what am I doing? Oh God, what am I doing?
I would like to measure that, and he's as Pegida as they come.
It's like that line in Seven in which do you ever have like moments of clarity, like you're dancing with your grandma's clothes covered in peanut butter, and you sit to ponder, holy fuck, I am fucking the head.
Yeah. And then the next move is to, you have two options: get the fuck out of there, which he's not going to do because if he gets the fuck out of there, he loses all his money, or double down. And this is how that all works. This is how demoralization works.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He quit House because he played one of the doctors, and then they made him commit suicide, which was completely out of left field. And then he only stayed there for 9 months because he missed acting.
In other words, he wasn't making any money working for Barry. Because he wasn't making any money. That's what happened.
He wanted the clout. He wanted the clout. To say,
notice that
I'm
there
working
isn't
Obama.
much of a career.
Yeah, what happened to all the people who worked for Barack Obama? What are they doing now?
Not making the money they would have if they hadn't.
John Favreau used to write his speeches, right? He's directing The Mandalorian now, or at least
is that true?
I think he is. I think he used to write Obama's speeches. Like he's from Queens and some shit. So like I don't know why I read that, but yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
Man, white guilt is a hell of a drug.
Anything else we should talk about before we start wrapping things up?
I don't think so. It's probably going to be an interesting week.
We'll see. So let's. What the?
Oh shit! It's bad.
Hey, Beanbag, I didn't see you at first. So you're late. You're very, very late.
What do you expect?
If you were a woman, you'd be pregnant constantly.
Mexicans are never late nor early. They arrive exactly when they want to arrive.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what's going on with you? We're doing a wrap-up section now.
Cool. My favorite section of the show. No. Well, I miss because there was a shit ton of garbage this week.
Oh shit. Well, Mrs. Scrappy, I appreciate your comment very much. So you tell Mrs. Scrappy that, Scrappy, because I am the Condor Jez. Caca. And then Paulo says, Barry's the only one making money and buying beachfront properties while telling you that you'll be living underwater in 12 years because of the warmings. Yeah. And of course, they both know G-Force. Or Gatchaman. Yep. More comments rolling in. Yep. Cal should have stayed in acting.
Cal Penn?
Yeah, Cal Penn. So we were talking about Cal Penn. Well, we were talking about like how being racist and diversity is a strength.
Actually, now that I remember, Cal Penn left his role in
House
in order to work with Obama.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about that.
Such a mood booster.
And later he left.
Bro, I'm pretty sure working for Obama made Cal Penn gay. I'm pretty sure it did.
Can you prove it?
Maybe one day Michelle like whipped it out, and then he's like, "Yes."
So you think that Cal was Michelle fucktoy?
I think he saw opportunity and he had to chug to get there. So he convinced himself he wanted to.
Okay.
And it's not like, if you think about it, like Pakistani dudes are not high value in Western civilization. Chicks aren't, no matter how rich you are, chicks aren't going to bash down your door. They're gonna see you as a creepy weirdo, no matter what. So
Cal Penn is from Pakistan.
No, he's Indian. So. Well, they're both Pajeets.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Point being, he's not gonna. There's no amount of money that's gonna pull many female counterparts
That's
for a guy like
basically, if
Calpan.
Michelle Obama doesn't bang him, nobody will. So,
Yeah,
You
he
talk
wins
about
some,
the
he loses
possible
some.
indictment of Trump this week, possible arrest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were talking about the Trump arrest. You should have been here earlier to enlighten us on the Twitter algorithm thingy that's been going on.
Oh,
You
that thing.
loser. You loser Mexican. Go drink a caguama of Carta Blanca.
It has been a one hell of a weekend because I'm preparing for how's it called Pascuas for Easter's.
oh yeah, it's the Holy Week here as well.
Yep. Semana Santa is in full
Semana
swing.
Santa.
Yeah, next week I'm gonna go with the whole family. It's gonna be crazy weekend.
Well,
Yeah.
here at Casa de Canales, we managed to convince our dad to finally get out of the house and travel to Brussels for all
Cool.
time's sake. Yeah, so
Aww.
we're gonna be spending the next weekend in Brussels.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Let's see. I want to see how much restraint he had. Maybe going to Brussels will alleviate like going with Mama.
Oh yeah, no, he's absolutely going his own way. Like, we're probably just sleep in the same. Well, no, they are gonna sleep in the same room because it's not only the Holy Week, it's also Mama and Papa Canales' 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh
So
boy.
yeah, they're gonna sleep in their own room. I'm gonna get my own room at Brussels Marriott, which is pretty fucking cool. I will
Nice.
finally be treated as an adult. And they'll
That's
probably
Scrappy. Good job. Good job. Fight the man. Be banned off Twitter.
you fucking go. That's my man. My nigga. So yeah,
So
that's
what's
what we're gonna
Scrappy say? That he got suspended for jokes.
Yep. For making a joke.
I mean,
What
getting
was
suspended
the
from Twitter
joke,
is not
Scrappy?
difficult.
I bet it was a good one.
You're looking at a golden anniversary, Canales.
Mhm. Thank you, Paula. I mean, they've been able to put up with each other's bullshit for 50 years. I can't imagine the amount of willpower.
Well, Canales, you're with me, and the bullshit train don't stop there.
Nope, no, the bullshit train's gonna keep going full steam ahead.
I agree on that part because not. I don't want to demerit those who manage to marry. SJWs. But the truth is that getting married is actually not that difficult. Every idiot can go out, find some whore on the street, and marry her.
I could
I
be
mean,
married.
if
I
you
could
want
be
to get a
married
wife, you
if I
can go to Cuba and find a skank on the streets.
yeah. Like, as I told one of our mutual friends, I'm sure you know how it's easy to get married if you just latch on to the first woman who didn't say no to you. Like two fucking desperate cunts do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was it a dead baby joke? I'm replying to Scrappy.
Oh,
I bet it was a dead baby joke. All right.
what's pink and spins really fast? What? A baby in a blender.
Dude, I got an even better joke. I like my go-to joke of the priest and the rabbi. Should I enlighten you all?
Please do.
All right. So, imagine this. There's a priest and a rabbi. They're walking down the street. They come across a orphanage. The priest, he goes over to the fence, sees all those kids playing and laughing, and starts to get all sweaty and a little hot under the collar. So he turns to the rabbi and says, "Hey, Shlomo, you want to go in there and fuck some kids?" And to the rabbi replies, "Out of what?"
I know that joke.
My favorite joke of all time isn't easily translated to English. It's I Mega will probably get it. It's Doctor Doctor, me puedo duchar con diarrea. Hombre, si es abundante. Which which it's translated will be go something like, "Doctor, can I shower with diarrhea?" And doctor says, "Well, if it's abundant."
Um,
Gross.
I know.
Uh, I have a joke with this in Spanish, in which it has sense. Canales and Jess are gonna get it. Sorry, midnight. So
Okay.
it's, doctor, doctor, ¿tendré cura? Y el doctor responde, por supuesto. Cura, misa y funeral.
Oh, that nigga dead. That nigga dead.
uh, but yeah, I want to get married. I want to get married to that fat fucker in the bottom right corner.
You want to get married like the whole shebang. Go to a church with like the. Are you
No,
gonna be wearing a tuxedo or what?
I'm gonna we're compromising getting married in a Las Vegas
Oh, okay.
quick church, okay?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
I think that's a
and
good plan.
and we're going to get married by a priest dressed as Elvis, of course.
Wait.
Yes.
I am gonna go there dressed as Elvis.
You
So hold
both
on.
can you can dress as Elvis, and then the priest can also be dressed as Elvis.
Okay.
And
And I'm
then
gonna be the colonel.
we're going to go down to Mendoza, Argentina, and to our little house that we buy or build with our American dollars. And
Or
then
steal
and
from
then
the terratenientes through a bloody revolution.
yep. And then I feed you all the burgers and lasagna until you inevitably die.
Of diabetes, but okay, it's a.
Yes,
I'll allow it.
I will feed you all the cakes and burgers until you die.
It's a worthy sacrifice.
See,
This is Sparta.
marriage. The best part is you gotta find a partner who loves to cook a lot, make good food, me, and find a fat ass willing to eat all of it. Canales.
That's where I come in.
Anyways, plans for next week. Midnight, what you got?
I don't know. I have work, and then I have more work I have to do. I'm learning how to use WordPress. That is a thing that I am doing.
Mm.
So we'll see if I break things or not. I'll
And
probably
yes,
break things.
Yep. And yes, Scrappy, I would take out at least 2 insurance policies on Canales.
Oh boy.
Speaking of Canales, what are you up to, my dear sweet Latin lover of lard?
Well, I am a lover of lard. I love lard. Well, I will be working at the gym and drawing until the next Friday. I think it is. Yeah, it's gonna be Friday. Well, we'll be leaving for Brussels on Friday, and then we'll be coming back Tuesday. So it's gonna be a short and fast and painful week.
And Meggers?
Okay. I almost finished all the commissions of last month, so I might get a little break. I have to work in order to have the next weekend for me because I want to see my family. Probably we're gonna get a huge meal because of Easter vacations.
Gonna
Good.
get a ham or chicken?
Probably it's gonna be chicken. Knowing my family, it's gonna be
Yeah.
chicken. Or who knows? Probably we'll get a something like
Uh-oh.
a shrimp cocktail.
Scrappy's in danger. Anyways. As for me, I'm gonna be doing my bullshit of working, um, making little crochet animals for cancer kids. This
Oh,
time I'm going to make bunny rabbits. Yeah, cause Tuesday I brought my finished teddy bears to the hospital and they liked it, and I figured, why the heck? Time to make it's Easter time to make some bunny rabbits. So I found some cute patterns, and I'm gonna do a bunch of those.
speaking of which, do you hear that Lalo Garza is giving some dubbing classes around Latin American?
Who? What?
Lalo Garza, the voice of Krillin.
Okay.
So you should pay attention because he might go to Peru one of these days.
I know who's coming to Peru in July.
Oh yeah, but you say you wanna go. What happens to you? It's beyond me.
Oh, I probably won't be there. As I said, I depending on how things go, I don't know if I'm still going to be in Peru by then.
Well, he's also going out to conventions again, so maybe you're gonna be able to see him in other places.
Maybe, because bad decisions might happen if I ever meet El Bananero, because he's he's one of the guys. Yo, he's one of the guys on my list. Okay, so this has been Awful Goodness number 67. Thank you, Scrappy, uh, Binaka, Paulo Costa, our Portuguese hero. Who else joined us?
Harvoya from Croatia.
Havoria, the Croat goat. Thank you for joining us on the island tonight. You have been a spectacular crowd. You are all based and have big peepees. If you watch this show and complain about it, you are not based and you have a small peepee.
This is just science.
Some say even non-existent. Anyways, I'm Condor Jazz. This is the end of the show. Everybody say your goodbyes. Goodbye.
Everybody have a nice night.
Adios.
See ya.